Hi, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. And first things first, I want to talk about my background, okay? Background saya dah bertukar. Bukan macam tahun lepas, macam 2024 punya background. And that's because this is a background for the college UiTM Shah Alam. And Alhamdulillah, I've been offered a place to study law in UiTM Shah Alam. Alhamdulillah, I expected to graduate in 2029, and this is actually the main reason why I made this video, because I want to share my journey throughout my process of interviewing, preparing for my interview and all that before coming into Shah Alam. Okay, so this disclaimer dulu lah. This video is in no way factual. Ini bukanlah the optimal way for you to prepare for your interview. This is just my sharing and me sharing my experiences of actually preparing and also going through the interview process before coming to UiTM Shah Alam. Okay, so hopefully this can help some of you who are clueless as to what to do, what to prepare before the interview. And without further ado, let's go. But before that, I'm gonna share my experiences and my contoh macam background lah on how I got to UiTM Shah Alam. So I was a student in UiTM Dengkil for 1 year, and I was actually a UiTM law student. Okay, ada beza tau. Dekat UiTM Dengkil ada 2 course untuk budak law. First is law UiTM, second is law KPTM. In terms of syllabus, these two are the exact same thing. Both courses learn the exact same thing. The only difference between the two courses is, senang cerita, untuk law KPTM, bila kau dah keluar daripada asasi Dengkil ni, you are free to choose any university you want to pursue your degree in. Macam contoh Universiti Malaya, UUM, USM, USIM, UIA and all that. Tapi dia punya requirement akan berbeza lah ikut universiti-universiti yang korang mohon tu. Berbeza dengan law UiTM, when you come out of UiTM Dengkil as a UiTM law student, you, as far as I know, the only path you can go through is to go to UiTM Shah Alam to study your degree, to have your degree in UiTM Shah Alam. But I'm not sure on this lah. So macam kalau ada cara untuk masuk U lain, I'm not sure about that. Tapi itulah beza dia, senang cerita. Tapi bila anda adalah pelajar daripada UiTM law di UiTM Dengkil, when you wanna apply for your degree in UiTM Shah Alam, the requirements are much lower compared to the to the KPTM law students who wanna apply for their degree in UiTM Shah Alam. Okay, so korang ada advantage kat situ lah, sebab korang lagi senang dapat UiTM Shah Alam compared to budak KPTM yang nak masuk UiTM Shah Alam untuk degree. Okay, so I was in the second batch, intake kedua, intake yang lebih kecil berbanding daripada intake perdana masa UPU hari tu. So kita orang intake yang lebih kecil, tapi the whole of our intake around 150 macam tu, semua budak intake saya adalah budak UiTM law. Okay, so bila kami habis daripada pengajian dekat UiTM Dengkil, we will naturally fill in the application form lah untuk UiTM Shah Alam untuk degree kami. So our offer letter as UiTM law students from UiTM Dengkil, bila kami nak masuk UiTM Shah Alam, offer letter kami pun berbeza sikit, in a sense that kami punya offer letter ada tulis surat tawaran penerapan. Okay, dia berbeza dengan surat tawaran lain. Surat tawaran lain, if I'm not mistaken, dia tulis surat tawaran saja. Okay, and okay, why I told you about my backstory, about my background, is because the way I approach my interview will be different compared to others, especially who have backgrounds in other fields which are not law. Okay, my preparations are more tailored to macam mana? My preparations are more towards answering law questions lah. Macam saya punya preparation, saya lebih incorporate law dalam saya punya preparation lah, especially dalam current issues punya preparation. Okay, tapi kalau korang tak faham, tak apa, just teruskan je, sebab saya akan explain juga macam mana what I mean. And basically, in the interview, you will be asked about 4 things. The first thing is tell me about yourself. Second is why you ITM. Third is who are your idols in law. And fourth is current issues lah. Okay, I'll answer it daripada awal sampai akhir, daripada first sampai fourth point. Okay, first is tell me about yourself. This is basically the most basic question lah in any interview ever. And how I approached it was I just told them about my academic background. Okay, because going into the interview, all of us expected that the panel of interviewers will ask the exact same set of questions. Tak adalah exact same, maksudnya macam dia akan tanya these 4 aspects every single session, every single day of the interview duration. Tapi it just happened that our panel tak tanya keempat-empat ni. Okay, dia basically tanya tell me about yourself. Okay, the interview lasted for 3 rounds, and the first round was tell me about yourself. The second and third round, they just asked us law questions that we learned when back in Asasi. Sebab kita orang ni kan mainly budak-budak daripada Asasi Dengkil kan, sebab kami ambil second intake punya interview. So they expected a lot of us to be from UiTM Dengkil. So kebetulan pula the whole saya punya my batch, untuk my panel, semua budak-budak interview sama dengan saya tu adalah budak daripada UiTM Dengkil. So they just asked us a lot of questions from contracts, from MLS, from Zero Tuition, I can't remember apa, legal system kot, kalau tak silap. They just asked us a lot of these law questions without asking the other 3 parts of the components of the interview tau. So they just ask us tell me about yourself. Lagi 2 round tu, they just ask us about law yang kita nak belajar masa Asasi. Okay, so going back to my original point, how you should approach this question, tell me about yourself, is, for me, I think that you should just basically tell them about your academic achievements, because where else should you fit them? You cannot fit them in why UiTM. You cannot fit them in what can you offer to UiTM, because if you were to tell them, okay, what can I offer for UiTM, saya dapat result ni, result tu, I'm sure a lot of people will be more successful in terms of academic achievements rather than us tau. So it's better for us to tell them about our academic achievements, especially if you get MUET band 4.5 and above. It's worth telling them that you get a good MUET result lah, senang cerita. Okay, and if you wanna masukkan macam korang punya jawatan tertinggi masa sekolah ke, what you've been going to, what programs you've joined during your Asasi or diploma days or in your school days, mungkin boleh masukkan, tapi just don't go into detail lah, because you wanna keep a lot of it during your third question, what can you offer to UiTM. Okay, basically for the question of tell me about yourself, just keep it short and simple, short and sweet, and I think that's the best way to go lah. Secondly, why UiTM? So since we were UiTM law students, the only option that we had was to go to UiTM Shah Alam, but still we had to prepare for this question tau, why UiTM, even though we technically didn't choose UiTM kan, UiTM chose us lah technically kan, macam tu, tapi we still had to prepare. And what I did was, if I'm not mistaken, I just prepared three main points that I know I could elaborate. And the first is, macam I told them that UiTM has a wide range of international connections to other universities, and I listed down lah some of the universities in Maldives, in Indonesia and other countries I can remember. Second is I mentioned that UiTM has produced a lot of top-notch graduates, and I've also specifically mentioned one of them, which is Richard Malanjung. If I'm not mistaken, he was the former Chief Justice of Malaysia, and he actually decided for the case of Lina Joy against Majlis Agama Wilayah Persekutuan, Majlis Agama Islam Wilayah Persekutuan. So basically in that case, Lina Joy nak tukar agama. Dia nak tukar agama tapi ada isu lah, senang cerita. So dia bawa ke federal court, and Richard Malajom was one of the judges at the federal court. He sat for the case, and I researched about the case when I was preparing for my Islamic studies back in UiTM Dikil. So that was where I got the HEDGE. Saya dapat kelebihan sikit sebab dia macam it goes a full circle tau. Richard Malajom graduate from UiTM. He sat in one of the most popular cases concerning religion in our country, and then a UiTM student researches about the case, knows about him, and macam tahu-tahu pula beliau daripada UiTM juga. So macam tu lah. So it's better kalau korang ada jumpa that connection, you can feel free to mention it in the interview. The third is macam tu juga. I didn't really prepare on this point because I honestly didn't know what to say lah senang cerita. Tapi alhamdulillah lah, the panelists didn't really ask us about this topic. And okay, I'll get to the questions asked by the panelists later. And third is apa tadi? What can you offer to UiTM? So in UiTM Dikil, I engaged in many activities, and the main purpose why I engaged in these activities was I knew that when I want to apply for UiTM Shah Alam, or even apply to certain organizations or certain clubs in UiTM Shah Alam in my degree life, it would be better if I had built rapport from my Asasi days, which was why I joined a lot of activities, a lot of events held at UiTM Dikil. So I basically just told them what I learned from these events, managing these few events that I got to manage, and I told them what qualities that I had macam gained lah macam tu. So macam communication skills, macam biasalah communication skills, soft skills and all that. Sebab saya banyak masuk event yang perlukan komunikasi antara banyak pihak tau. I was banyak organize event lah. Tak adalah organize, tapi dia macam ahli yang aktif untuk background things before the event happens and after the event wraps up. Okay, so I just told them macam I got these skills and I can offer these skills to UiTM Shah Alam, and that's about it lah. I would advise anyone who thinks they don't have the right qualities for law, just state what you're good at. Contoh mungkin ada antara kita yang fikir macam okay, masuk law kena pandai cakap, masuk law kena pandai debate. That's not the whole story. Even though some of it is true, part of it is true, but that's not the whole truth tau. When you go into UiTM Shah Alam, it's not just about your communication skills. Okay, contoh kalau awak pandai, if the only thing that you're good at is sports, then just tell them you're good at sports. Tell them you can offer your expertise, your skills, and how you can contribute to the team here in UiTM Shah Alam, because they just want to know what you can contribute. It doesn't even have to be related to law and all that. Just tell them what you're good at, and when you tell them what you're good at, that's the thing that you can elaborate more on, because you actually are good at what you're talking about. Macam tu. Jangan main cakap lah, okay saya ni pandai bercakap, tapi in reality saya introvert. So how can you ulas sesuatu yang korang tak ada pun? How can you ulas, how can you elaborate on the things that you don't even have? So kalau korang ada apa-apa skill, just talk about it. Okay, don't really have to conform, or you don't have to feel the pressure of trying to fit in with the rest of the candidates just to feel like you earn your spot here. Okay, macam tu lah. Okay, so that basically sums up the third point. And the last point, which is global issues, current issues. This is the point that I feel like is the most the most demanding of preparations lah. So from the day that I got my letter for my interview, I opened up TikTok every single day, which was 2 to 3 weeks. From the day I got my offer letter to the actual day of the interview, I opened up TikTok every single day, and I dedicated some of my time to watch accounts of news outlets lah, macam 501 Awani, Sinar Harian, News Straits Times, Berita TV3 and all that, to know what is happening around the globe, both locally and internationally. Because ini adalah part yang mana I feel like ramai orang rasa senang, tapi ramai orang akan tak boleh jawab. Sebab okay, ni going back to my background lah as a law student. Sebab when you are interviewing for UiTM Law, I don't know about other universities lah, but specifically in UiTM Law, if you have the background in law, it is best if you use your background in law to relate the issues with the things you've learned during your diploma or asasi days, because that is the only, I would say, advantage that you can actually have in the interview as compared to students who are from STPM or in diploma in other fields. Now, this is disclaimer here. This is not to discourage people who are from different backgrounds to feel like they are inferior to others, nor is it an attempt to say that students who have background in law are better, because trust me, even in my panel of candidates, there were kan saya cakap tadi, saya punya panel semua budak asasi dengkil. Even kami yang asasi dengkil pun tak sebagus budak-budak yang luar daripada yang tak ada background law. Sebab actually, okay lah, ni saya go macam on a tangent sikit lah, saya keluar daripada cabang sikit. Actually, bila saya dengar tentang, okay macam ni, sesi kami berlangsung selama 2 hari, and for the first day, which is on a Friday, kebanyakan calon yang pergi untuk interview pada hari Jumaat tu adalah budak-budak yang bukan daripada background law, okay? Bukan daripada asasi dengkil lah, senang cerita. Budak STP, budak diploma. And pada hari Sabtu, which is on the second day, barulah kebanyakan budak daripada UiTM dengkil akan join sesi tersebut. So, it's just so happened that 2 of my friends were from the first day. Dia dapat session pertama, so dia macam tercampur dengan budak-budak STP, budak-budak diploma. And from what they shared to us, it seemed like a lot of these diploma and STPM students, they actually research more than the people who were from UiTM dengkil. So this is just to say that if you are not from UiTM dengkil, just don't be discouraged. If you don't have a law background, don't be discouraged to do your own research, because it will pay off later in the interview. Okay, now where was I? Okay, so this is going back to my backstory lah. If you have some foundations or some basic knowledge in law, it is best that you relate these issues with the topics or the knowledge in law that you have, and that will macam convince the panel of interviewers that you are actually worthy, number one, and you deserve the spot to be in UiTM Shah Alam as a law student. Okay, sebab dia menunjukkan, this shows the panel of interviewers that you are able to actually apply what you've learned back in your undergraduate studies in actual real life situations lah. Okay, I think this is a good time to put in my macam preparations lah dari atas sampai bawah. So I think I'll put it here. Maybe this is a screen recording or a screenshot. Maybe saya akan tengok lah nanti macam mana. So it's here, and macam tu lah. I looked at a lot of current issues, but I shortlisted them to only the ones that I can, number one, relate to the topics that I've learned, and number two, that I can elaborate deeply and confidently. Okay, so you don't have to take on a lot of a lot of issues. You just need to find the ones that you are confident you can elaborate, that you can explain, and you can give your own opinion based on the law. Jangan bagi sentiment sendiri. When you are a law student, you have to base your assumptions, bukan assumptions, base your opinions based on the law. Macam tu. Okay. And what else have I not said? I think that's it. This video sebenarnya tak ada script, so I might miss a few things here and there. If there are any questions that you think you need answers to, please feel free to comment down below, and I will surely do my best to reply to each one of them. If this video gets any views lah, I'm not sure lah sebenarnya, to be honest. Tapi if you have any comments whatsoever, any opinions, any questions, just feel free to ask. I'll reply them as soon as I can. And that's about it. See ya. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention. Tapi saya, if I'm not mistaken, saya ada cakap yang saya nak share saya punya interview questions kan. Okay, so interview kami, masa kami pergi untuk interview tu, we had to bring our own file of certificates lah. Macam tunjuk kami punya penglibatan in sekolah menengah, in asasi or in diploma. So we had to file them up in one file and bring them on the interview day, on the day of the interview. And then basically diorang tak tengok pun. Diorang tak, macam kita orang bawa file tu, kita orang just duduk and letak file tu atas riba. Diorang tak minta pun tahu file tu. This is why I say macam the first question of tell me about yourself, try to include as much as possible in try to include the most things that you can in one go, tapi try to simplify it so that it doesn't feel like you're boasting, or it doesn't feel like you're trying to macam talk too much on the first question. Macam tu lah, faham tak? Dia macam just simplify all the things that you've done into a few sentences. And diorang tak tengok pun kita orang punya file. And dalam interview kita orang tu ada 3 round je. First is tell me about yourself. The other 2 rounds, because diorang tahu kami semua daripada Asasi Dengkil, the other 2 rounds they just asked us questions that we've learned. They just asked us questions from topics that we've learned back in Asasi. So what I got was, the 2 questions that I got were, first is, in a criminal case, who will bring the case to the court? And that I knew the answer to, which is the public prosecutor, because he will represent the government in criminal cases. But the second question that I got was, how can you prove prima facie? And for students from UiTM Dengkil, I'm pretty sure you know where to look for the answer. It's in Law 088 under under crimes, under prima facie lah senang cerita. So how can you prove prima facie? To be honest, I didn't read up on prima facie that much. I didn't really emphasize it, and I just blurted whatever I could remember from the book. But he kept asking, macam, I knew how to prove prima facie, I just didn't really know how to put it in words tau. Sebab okay, to prove prima facie, you have to have substantial evidence, you have to have witnesses to macam go macam tengok, aku tak tahu sampai sekarang, aku tak tahu nak cakap macam mana tau. Senang cerita, kau kena ada bukti yang mana kalau defense tu tak bring up their defenses, kau dah menang. Okay, basically that's what I understand from prima facie. And I told him that. But the interviewer just asked me, but how can you prove prima facie? How can you prove prima facie? He just reiterated the same exact question to me, to the point where I knew my answer was wrong, but I still answered confidently. I answered wrong confidently lah, macam tu. And that's about it lah. The interview just lasted 3 rounds, 40 minutes, and he didn't even ask us about current issues. He didn't ask us why you ITM. He didn't ask us what we can offer to ITM. He asked us questions relating to the law which we have studied back in Dengkil. That's it. That's about it. Okay, see ya.